Guys, as you can see, the dash came out sick. This is part 2. We're gonna show you guys how to install it, but towards the end of this video, we're gonna show you guys some of the features with the iPad and the Switch Pros, amongst other things. So check it out. Here we go, here we go. Oh, here we go, scratching the dash. So this is day 2 of carbon fiber dash install. Now we're focusing on the accessories, and off camera, we put our light switch because this is the only place we could find to put the light switch. The clutcher is gonna go here, and right here is where we're gonna focus today. The video is gonna be focused on this. Lots of stuff going on. Switch Pro's gonna go there with this awesome template. Rugged Radio is gonna go there. And then we have a new PMX0 that's gonna be controlling the Rockford Fosgate audio system. Here it is, the PMX0. This is gonna tie in right here. This has no screen. Why? Because we got an iPad. iPad mini. Wow, it fits perfectly.
It's a little mini-me.
I shall call him Mini-Me.
So the idea with the iPad mini is we're gonna have some sort of magnet mount, and the cool thing about the iPad is now we can run all the apps that we want to run. The code shooter when Evo releases the update for the 2021s, the app for the 5150 products, also the app for the Switch Pro, so we're able to turn on the lights and all that from the Switch Pros on the iPad. And we're gonna start it. Oh, we can pull the iPad when we're at camp, chill out, control the music from the iPad, turn on the car from the iPad, everything from the iPad. Why I think this is a good idea is because Timmy and CJ both use their Bluetooth devices with the car, and instead of them fighting back and forth, hey, is yours connected or mine's connected? No, the iPad's always connected, and that's the main guy. And it's gonna be pretty simple. You can pull the device, at night when we're going to sleep, so no one's gonna steal it because it's gonna be magnetic. We're assuming the magnet should be pretty strong.
Mob Armor.
We're looking at one from Mob Armor, yeah. You sent me that picture. I don't know how big it is. Is it big?
I'm assuming the plate's probably like that.
Damn, boy, he's thick!
Okay.
So probably about the same size as the Switch Pro.
Does it come with the iPad?
It comes with the sticky pad, and
So-
it's made for an iPad. So
Maybe he'll get like a slim case or something.
yeah, there's
and then
two.
stick that to that.
Yeah, there's 2 different models. I guess there's one that's like for the phones. It's a little bit smaller in diameter, like smaller, rounder, and then there's one for the iPad that's a little bit bigger.
Well, yeah, probably the bigger one, dude. I mean, you're hauling ass to the whoops.
Yeah.
We want a bigger one for sure.
So we'll see. We'll see how it holds up. If it doesn't hold up, maybe we'll just put 2. But for now, it'll be 1.
Doubles? Well, that sounds all good. So we're gonna go ahead and start cutting. We're gonna start at the Switch Pros, which is gonna be really simple. We made this template, or CJ made it, and pretty much drill 4 holes to get that where we want it, and then we can mount the Switch Pros. All right, Switch Pros is in place. We're not gonna bolt anything down, obviously because of the tape, until we have everything cut where we want it. So now we're gonna move on to this. I did an outline of the rugged radios because the cassettes kind of insert this way, and that's the only cutout we need. We could cut it out just a little bit bigger because the radio is gonna, sit on this, so we don't have to worry about this being perfect. But we do want to have it, in the general area, so we're gonna start cutting this. All right, so we're gonna cut this with a multi-tool, and then we'll finish it off with a Dremel. All right, guys, as you can see, you do the rough cut with the multi-tool, and then I finish it off with a sanding wheel. If you need to get in a tighter space, just use like a smaller bit, like a carbide bit that doesn't have a sanding wheel on it. It's just steel, and that'll do the job. All right, quick test fit of these components. This one here is going to be our intercom system for car to car, or excuse me, passenger to passenger, right? Yeah. Passenger to passenger communication. So when fucking Timmy's manning the ship or CJ's manning the ship, they can yell at each other, So that'll go like that. What I like about this one is it has a border around it, and it kind of sits on there, and you can't see the cut. The top one, I'm not sure if there's a beauty ring or not. That's gonna look really clean. And then on top of this, obviously the iPad's gonna go on the very top, which is gonna look freaking killer. And then we're gonna do 3 switches here and the Rockford PMX0 right next to it. I think it's gonna fit. I have no freaking clue. I have no freaking idea how it's gonna fit. If anything, we could just trim this bracket if we need to. So we're gonna focus on installing this guy. So for this PMX0, all we really need is a hole saw because the whole unit kind of sits flush. So we just get a hole saw that will go over this and then it will slip in. And then I'm sure there's a bracket that holds these screws to the base. So we'll install that now. So just make sure you get your measurements. We're gonna start from here to the edge and then from here to the edge. It'll give us a rough idea where we need to put it as far as centered on the dash. We're off to the left, but it's centered in this area.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Mark it, fool.
Mark it where?
Like that. Fucking chingazo.
Yeah, fool, but
Just mark it. What do you mean?
What do you fucking mean, dude?
Trace the outline of the fucking thing.
For what?
fool.
We're trying to do the fucking hole, not the fucking
I
square.
know.
Are you crazy? You're fucking beginner. You are fucking. You are fucking. You bloody. You bloody. You bloody.
I don't know what you mean, fool.
Yeah.
Just trace the outline of the... Here, let me see. So you see, that's the hole.
That doesn't matter of the hole though.
That's the line. Come on, fool. And then this is gonna go perfectly in center, fool. Right there.
You can do it, CJ. Guys, sometimes you just gotta sit down, give the boys the tools, and let the baby birds fly. Fly from the nest, baby birds. Those some big birds right there.
Big bird.
Some big ass birds. Damn, boy, you thick. Woo! So we got everything where we wanted it. There's carbon fiber everywhere. So we're gonna take out actually this whole piece. It doesn't look like we're gonna have any issues with the PMX0 hitting the main piece of dash, which is great. We're just gonna pull off the whole center console here and bolt down everything, you know, outside. So obviously we're gonna take out the tape too, so it looks real pretty. But yeah, let's do it. Run it. All right, guys, check it out. So what we're gonna do right now is try to fit this cluster to the dash. So because of the way the cluster is, and the this actually protrudes into the faceplate. What I'm thinking is if we cut out the hole for the cluster itself, and then the cluster can come towards the faceplate, because right now we have this gap, and if we cut only a small enough hole for this to pop out or to show face, there's gonna be a big giant gap here. So I'm thinking just cut the hole, the size of the cluster, it'll protrude all the way and stay flush with the faceplate, and then we'll figure out how to secure it from the back. I was thinking maybe like windshield weld, the kind of glue that's used to hold down windshields. That's really strong and tough, so I don't think it'll be an issue. And then we'll just have to plug it in before we bolt down this hood. So I'm gonna start cutting this. Gonna be same exact procedure as we did on the center console. Pretty simple. We're just gonna make sure I stayed within the lines, so this protrudes by itself and only by itself. All right, guys, this is what we got so far. So I trimmed down all the little ears that go on this cluster that hold it into the factory backing plate. So I trimmed everything and I actually smoothed everything out. There is like little grooves and just a lot of little, you know, dimples and stuff that keep this in place. Drilled it all out, or dremeled it all off, sanded it, and then I cut out the piece here for the dash, and this is gonna go in. Don't make me look stupid, dash. There we go. As you can see, it kind of just protrudes a little bit, and that's what we want. Looks like up here we're gonna do a little bit more, but that's what we want. When we stick this on here, and it looks like we're gonna need a little bit, but the gap is less, so we're probably gonna take this lip off this piece, and then that way this can sit flush with this, just like the factory does. Check it out. Took off that lip and it leaves a perfect straight edge. This freaking round blade is perfect. Look at that. All right, guys, update on what's going on with this part, because this is something for sure you guys are gonna want to learn or get an idea of before you do yours. I think it may be different from 2020 to 2021, and it's definitely different for 2019 and back. But as you can see, I grinded everything down like I showed you guys a few seconds ago. And now the whole cluster protrudes through the carbon fiber, which is exactly what I want, because now when I put this on here, the actual dash portion, the actual cluster sits flush with the chingazo, you know, chingazo faceplate. So now all I gotta do is align this part with the cluster, drill 4 holes, screw that in, the faceplate will be secure, and the only thing left to do is figure out how to secure the cluster to the carbon fiber without it moving. So CJ just mounted all 4 screws. Look how flush everything is, just like you would expect it. Over here there's maybe a little tiny itty bitty gap, but that's because this hood piece, well, hold it. That's because that hood piece is kind of convexed a little bit. Now this lines up perfectly. I think we're just gonna have to flip it around, flip it, and we need to hold it in place somehow. And I'm thinking some sort of strap. I think CJ was mentioning that, right?
Yeah, maybe put like little straps to here, like the ones.
Oh yeah, yeah, something. So we'll figure this out later on. I'm sure you guys can use your imagination when you guys do yours, if you do yours. But show us the dash, dude. Let's see what it's all about. You took all the pieces off. It was looking good a second ago. All right, boys, what do you guys got? I've been working on the cluster. The boys finished up all this goodness. Check this out, man. Switch Pros, rugged radios, intercom, and the radio, the 3 factory switches for the diff lock, the 2 for the diff lock, and then the override switch, and then the PMX0 to control the Rockford Fosgate system, and custom green tape from our Christopher Oz Centers, and a sick ass iPad. Damn, dude. It's a fucking Tesla. We built a Tesla. We built a Tesla.
Chevy, you need a new electric car?
Dude, that looks fucking hard. Tell me it's a little hard. All right, so it's already dark. We're gonna go ahead and install this, and then we're gonna show you in the daylight all the custom goodness. All right, here we go. CJ and me are in the X3. Timmy's over here trying to hide. I see you, Timmy. And we're gonna go ahead and show you guys some of the features of the iPad and some of the apps we're gonna be using, or actually CJ and Timmy are gonna be using with their new setup, which is really bitchin'. We have not wired the rugged, but in this case, we're not gonna show you guys anything with the rugged when it comes to the iPad. We're pretty much gonna show you the Switch Pros. We're gonna show you how he plays music, because this is Bluetooth as well for the Rockford audio system. And we'll just show you what CJ kind of does with his new iPad setup.
Well, we had to go with the iPad mini. Fit perfect. Not your ideal choice, but it works.
Well, if you had the big one, it'd be a mega Tesla, fool.
Well, I mean, it is what it is, but it fit perfect.
It's perfect size, yeah.
Yeah. Basically, we have all our apps that we use. Switch Pros, that's our main app.
It auto connects, it looks like.
When the key's on, it'll connect to it. We haven't renamed them, but all the switches are there.
So you can name these?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can name those. Switch them to whatever they say down here.
So pretty much it's a mirror of what's on the touchpad here. We'll show you guys why, you know, you would want that in just a second. But there's a Switch Pros app. From here you could do, what can you do? Show me what you could do, man.
Pretty much everything. I mean, right here, I mean, this particular iPad doesn't have Wi-Fi connection, but you do have apps. We downloaded a different map.
What do you mean it doesn't have Wi-Fi connection? Well, it has to have Wi-Fi.
It has Wi-Fi connection, it doesn't have cellular.
What do you need cellular for? You don't have no service anyways.
You have Bluetooth, but you can download whatever maps you want.
There's lots of apps out there for navigation. One of the common ones is the Mob Armor. There's also like Onyx 6, I think, that Gaia app. There's a couple ones out there. Comment down below if you have a favorite app. But you know, with the GPS that's built into the iPad, we should be able to go on some trails, at least some of them, maybe not all of them, because this is not the same as like a Lowrance, but yeah, we'll talk about Lowrance in the future.
Didn't fit.
It didn't fit, yeah. So if you guys had been following us, we were gonna put a Lowrance GPS. We had a similar piece here that was gonna go over here, but it doesn't fit, and we don't know how we're gonna do that yet. But we'll figure that out in the future. The gist of this video was this part, the main, you know, center console area.
Yeah.
So, how about music? What do you normally use for music?
Yeah, so here what we have is we just have iTunes. We had to change it up a little bit. The other screen didn't fit, the one that comes with the Stage 4. So we had to go with the PMX0, just the actual buttons itself. And we use this as our screen.
Right. So he's talking about the unit, the Bluetooth unit. The original one came with like a little mini screen. Yeah. Kind of tells you what you're playing. And that's great, but we didn't have enough real estate here, so we had to take that out and put this smaller one, which is a PMX0, and now he's pretty much seeing all the music that he's playing on the iPad, which works. I mean, you don't have to have it double, you know, it kind of doesn't make sense, but that actually worked out good. And what's cool is like the switch setup here and the Bluetooth control unit, they're like almost the same size.
Yeah.
So it came out pretty symmetrical, and I'm a symmetrical guy. I like that. So.
Yep. The other cool thing is if you have apps and your car runs off of different apps like 5150, you know, you could program them. We haven't downloaded any apps. I mean, it's still fairly new, but you know, you can touch everything with a touch of an iPad. You can just move everything around.
Yeah, so like for any of you guys that have aftermarket lights like whips or rock lights, we prefer 5150, but I'm sure you guys have your own brands. And when it comes to Bluetooth functionality, it's usually an app on your phone. Well, the iPad runs all the apps that the iPhone does. So we have new rock lights for 5150 that are unreleased. They are Bluetooth compatible, and we're gonna have an app for that, and we'll be able to change the colors through the iPad, which is really badass. And like I said earlier, the Evo Code Shooter, when they come out with an update, we will be able to adjust like launch control and stuff like that, which will be really cool too. So lots of stuff out there because everything is smart nowadays, and having an iPad just makes sense. So that being said, we're going to show you guys why the iPad is ideal in this situation, because it's not tied to any wires, and CJ can pretty much take it off what is essentially just a magnet made by Mob Armor. It's really big. Take that one off, and we're going to show you guys what we do outside of the car. We don't even have to be in the car. All right, CJ, we're outside. You got the iPad. What's so special about having an iPad and having Switch Pros and having all this stuff?
Well, the cool thing is this car can pretty much run off of this iPad. Or not run, but you can turn off and you can turn on all your functionalities off of your iPad. For example, Switch Pros, we have our Switch Pros connected. If we really want, we're at camp, we're parked, whatever, we can turn on our car. Not only can we turn on our car, we can use the functions of our car, meaning
the lights,
the light
whips,
bars,
the rock lights,
everything that we want, we can turn it on and off. And
damn, that's bright. Damn, I can feel the heat. Dude, I can feel the heat from the Baja Designs. Dude, that thing is so bright.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And hopefully when Evo releases their stuff, you know, I'll be able to adjust my launch control right here, so maybe I can smoke you, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
Maybe so. I think it will. I'm rooting for you.
Yeah, right.
So that's what's so badass about it. He could turn on the car, turn on and off the shocker, turn on and off the particle separator, turn on and off the pumper, which you probably don't need to do while you're outside of the car, but still you could do that all from the app on the Switch Pros. I think that's it. Call it a wrap. So if you guys want a dash like this, there's companies out there that make a carbon fiber dash. If you want this specific dash, the same dash that we're running on CJ's Dirty Dream, and that also was installed on Jeffrey's Performance Gotti 2CX3. Woo! This is an exclusive dash. They don't really sell it on their website. If you call them, maybe you could get them to sell it. I know we talked to Alex over there and he was considering selling to customers. We just happen to be a freaking, I don't know, Frankenstein of a case. We weren't supposed to get this, but we did anyways.
To clarify, they do sell the dash, but I think they prefer to install it for you, or have their
techs
install it for you.
Okay.
So what we got, not all dashes are the same. I mean, it's carbon fiber, they're one-off pieces, so they don't always fit the same.
Yeah.
So I think contact Alex. He's our plug.
Yeah.
So
shout out to Alex. You know, thank you for quick. You know, it's been COVID times, but he's tried it pretty quick over. So big shout out to Alex.
You guys have been in contact with him. I know he's helped us out a lot. You know, little stuff here and there. Info, but thanks.
And yeah, we'll call it a day. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to CJ and Timmy for letting me destroy their car and then put it back together. And it's been fun. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Big thank you to Frankie, man. This thing came out sick.
Hey, homie.
Doesn't rattle, doesn't shake. I mean, a lot of dashes, even the stock dashes, you know, you bang it, you move it around, it rattles, it shakes. We took it out, what, last weekend? And this thing didn't move, didn't budge. You know, there's still a little bit things that we need to do to finish it up, but the install and the process of all the trimming and everything, it's not an easy job, and Frankie's an animal, man. He got it done.
You call me a pig as an animal? A dog? What are you calling me?
An animal.
All right, guys, we'll see you guys in the next video. And this is it right here, and it's all. And this is it right here, and it's all. It's all.
This is all of it.
Your mama can brother holler at you? Holler, holler, holler. Holler at you, holler, holler at you, holler at you, holler, 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 holler.